important food security and commercial crop in Uganda. It is produced and traded within the country, with only 10% consumed by those who produce it. The statistics is that about 240,000 metric tons of milled rice is produced yearly, and with 10% being consumed in the rice producing zones, around 220,000 metric tons are traded from production areas to urban centers and to other settlements within the country. So it employs a number of people from production to trade and to the cities. This makes it a crop with important economic value. But despite this, the country still imports rice. In the last 3 years, the importation of rice increased from 70,000 metric tons milled to 90,000 metric tons milled. And yet production also went up from 220 to 246,000 metric tons. This implies that consumption has gone up. Now, when it comes to production, rice is produced under three main agroecologies: the irrigated rice, the rain-fed lowland rice, which is at the edge of swamps, and the upland rice. Upland rice occupies around 60% of cropped area, and this is about 65,000 hectares. And that is the area where our research targets to produce improved varieties that can withstand drought, that can be produced under low nitrogen level, and also in situations where there's salinity problem, they are tolerant. When you look at the country, we analyzed suitability for upland rice production, and we found that about 70% of arable area is actually suitable for upland rice production. This is based on climatic variables that includes rainfalls, temperature, and physiochemical parameters that include slope of land, soil organic matter, soil CEC, and pH. With this, it would look like Uganda production is suitable throughout. But the distribution of rainfalls make the country get a lot of yield penalties. The onset of rain, the tailing of rain vary from season to season, and this makes it important to have rice varieties that are tolerant to drought. On fertilizer, the consumption or the use of inorganic fertilizer in Uganda is quite low. Of the total area under production in Uganda, only around 3,000 hectares use inorganic fertilizer, and all this is under irrigated areas and rain-fed lowland areas, which means the rain-fed areas does not use fertilizer. And yet there's serious depletion of nitrogen in the soil because of intensive production and poor rotation plan. We therefore found that it's important to bring in nitrogen use efficiency in new varieties that we are developing. And based on that, our project is timely to address a constraint that is building here in and here out. Because around 6 million hectares of land are cropped, and with around 65,000 area under upland rice, and they are not using inorganic fertilizer, then it's only a variety that withstands this constraint could help. With the new project of nitrogen use efficient, water use efficient, and salinity tolerance, we have developed a variety that is tolerant to drought tolerance and nitrogen use efficiency. And in the last 3 years, we have evaluated the first course of lines, which are the NUE nitrogen use efficient lines. It has undergone field trials for 3 seasons. It has undergone regulatory trial for 2 seasons, and we have a candidate line called NUE 12, which gives us up to 15% yield advantage under nitrogen stress, that is low nitrogen fields.
Me here in the field, I have the nitrogen use efficient efficacy trial, where we are trying to verify the scientific data we have been collecting in this experiment over the years. This is a field which has been laid out in what we call the split plot design, with 3 main plot treatments and 2 subplot treatments. The plot size that we have used here is a plot size of 5 meters by 2 meters, and that gives us a total area of each plot of 10 square meters. And within each square meter, we have 11 rows and 26 columns. And then the other thing that we have to take note is that we have used the spacing that is used by most farmers who produce rice under upland condition in Uganda, and that is the spacing of 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, so as to represent exactly what the farmers in Uganda are practicing. We hope that the data we shall collect from here will give scientific evidence to back up what we have so far observed in the previous studies we have conducted here in Uganda.
This product, which is efficient in use of nitrogen, targets the low-income group and saves the environment from excessive use of inorganic fertilizer, and it also produces increased yield that increases income of the producer and those who are involved in the rice value chain. It's therefore timely and very critical for the African population and Uganda in particular.